Yeah. Hey, it's Rondie Pottinger hanging out with my awesome daughter. High five, Anais. She's gonna interview me, get a chance to get to know her dad and art. I'm an artist, I'm a musician, I'm a poet, I'm a filmmaker, I'm a humanitarian, I'm a graphics designer, all these different things. And she's trying to get to know more about her dad for the film in the future. You could start where I was born, you know? You want to ask me any questions?
Where were you born? Let's do that.
Okay. I was born in Norway, Manchester, way in the mountains, red dirt, stones, barefooted, walking around. Grandmother had like 14 kids from a farming community, machete, and going to the bushes with bags on their heads, digging yams and stuff. That's where I was born, in Manchester, Norway. Yeah. So from there, we traveled through Jamaica, St. Catherine, Portland, St. Mary, Kingston, Spanish Town, different parishes in Jamaica, living with different people. All right. And that's where I was born.
So, what made you start art and?
Like art and photography. I came to America when I was 14. I knew nothing about art or photography. I didn't even know that I love art or photography. I went to University of Rochester at age probably 20 or 19. And I took an art class. First I was a computer science major, then I was electrical engineering major. And then I took an art class and I started learning Mac Paint and Photoshop, and I started to dabble and I realized I really enjoyed it. And I would skip class and I would just skip class and just stayed and learned PageMaker. On campus I ended up teaching PageMaker. I was a consultant. So that's kind of where it started. At college, skipping class to design all the flyers on campus. So when they had events, I would design the flyers for them. So I used to love seeing my work all across campus. And I was using CorelDRAW 2.0 and Mac Paint when the computers just start having graphics, like the little Mac, the little old Mac,
With the rainbow apple.
Yes. Back in 89 or so, 1989, around then. And I had my floppy disk, and I had my little design. I had a flat top and my little fraternity logo. And I would stay late on campus in the library while everyone was playing and having fun. I was studying computers, and I was collecting software and learning different things. So I'm self-taught. I love teaching myself stuff. So that's where it started. College, art class, and I took a cube and I placed it inside of a guy's head and sat him on top of the world for complexity. I was in this English class and the teacher said, create a product. And I created a television called Rondie 2000, right? Later on, that became the name of my company, Rondie. All men are created equal, some just work harder. Rondie. I heard that from a commercial and I copied and pasted that. So computer technology started from University of Rochester. I was a computer science major. I liked to pull things apart when I was younger. I invented my own toys. So electrical engineering was natural, but art allowed people to see my work. Mm-hmm. And if I was a programmer, nobody would know Rondie wrote this program. So art at the University of Rochester, that's when it started. I realized that I love designing. I love designing. And after that, I went to work in desktop publishing. And because I already knew all these software, I just fit right in.
So what was your favorite subject besides art and science?
I liked math. Back in high school, I never used to do my homework. and my math teacher used to skip me. Literally just walk past me. And every time I would score like 100, I would just watch him because he used to speak in 3 dimensions. And I didn't know my mind was like I think in 3 dimensions. So he used to say, you're going to pull the tool out your pocket, you're going to apply it in the equation, and I'm thinking the way he's teaching, and I would just remember it. So by that time when the test, I didn't do homework. Rondie again, 100. You all should be like Rondie. I just had a conversation with him. And but I learned that because he liked us. I could feel his love. I could feel him teaching us and really enjoying teaching us. He was from the Caribbean. His name was Mr. Isaac. So math was my favorite subject, but I didn't know because when I was 14, I wasn't as educated in Jamaica. When I came to high school, I really started to learn a lot in America. So that's when I found out I really had a brain. So math was my favorite subject.
So what do you think the difference was from being a kid in Jamaica and being a kid in America and the campus?
Campus kid, Jamaica. Jamaica had a lot of rocks. If you look at my head, in Jamaica they call it bus head. They were just stoning me, It's like, I'm just standing in Kingston, boom! Oh, really? Growing in Jamaica is really rough. Sometimes you're hungry. I didn't grow up with my mother and my father much. It was more like hanging out with dogs in St. Mary. I told you all about that story. And I had a life with animals in a farming life with my uncle. I grew up with my uncle, Dennis, quite a bit. So, Jamaica was really rough. The good times was the country times. Digging yams, finding eggs, 18 eggs in one day, eating fruits, sitting on a tangerine tree and eat like 20 tangerine. And you're like, whoa, do I have a stomach? Like, where did all these tangerines go? You sat there and literally ate all the tangerines under the tree, So that's Jamaica. When I came to America, my brother said, we lived in this concrete apartment. They call it a flat. 3rd floor, walk up. And I came off the plane. A friend of my mom, Sam, picked us up, and I walked into this apartment, and I said to my mother, this is it? This is what you brought me to? I was very upset. My brother said I was really mad because I had open space and field to run with my dogs, and I was barefooted jumping in the river, tipping on the stones, and Fido and Sassy and Peggy were chasing me. I was like this country boy, like, boom, I'm gone. And then we would wait in the bushes, and the other dogs would be like walking in the yard, and they're listening for a sound. And I had my other 6 dogs with me at the time. This is Aunt B yard in St. Mary. I'm showing you the contrast. So we're trying to pass the yard, and these bad dogs, really bad dogs. So my dogs know how to move, how I move. So we're there kind of slow. One of the dogs stepped on the trash. So the other dog, the bad dog, was like, did you hear something? So we're trying to see if we could pass without waking up the bad dogs, because we lived on top of the hill, and the other dogs lived at the bottom. They're just like bad dogs. We were scared of them, even though I had my 6 dogs with me, So then we're just passing, tippy toe, like, uh-oh, Fido, Sassy, okay, stop it, let's go, run. I was just barefooted, chasing stones, like, and my dogs are running behind me. So that's the life I had in Jamaica. It was fun, it was fruits, it was mangoes, and slingshot. Now, I didn't know I had this mind like a Tiger Woods. I was young, and my brother and I, we used to always throw stones at mangoes, like for hours. We just like, we get a pile of stones. It's like for the whole day, we're stoning this one mango. If we saw a mango and it was ripe, we're like, okay, we gotta get that mango. And if it's the whole week, we're going back. Like, gotta get that mango, right? So we would just like go to the big mango trees, like, oh, there's a ripe one. And we would just aim all day. So that started to develop my focus. So Jamaica contrast, I'm gonna get forward to America. I developed a focus because we used to stone mangoes. And then I started to make slingshots and tap gigs, make them myself out of sticks. And I made slingshot with, I became so good, I was like Robin Hood. I used to have kids around me and they were like, they call me Kevy, that's my middle name. We want that mango over there. And I was like, which one you want? Go under the tree. And I would hit the stem. That's how good I was. It was consistent, like 10 mangoes. Boom. And the kids was like, looked at me like, oh my God, he's so amazing. That's not how they say in Jamaica. Mr. Lad got him so good. So anyway, speaking in English, sorry. But that's what it was like growing in Jamaica. Planting kalo with my mother at the cottage and picking mangoes. Coming to America now with all that fun and struggle and everything. I saw a little box where I was living, pushing cart to the laundromat to wash my clothes. When I used to wash clothes, I used to hang on the line now. You know, when I went to high school, the kids used to say, you're stupid. The American kids used to say, you're stupid. And we didn't like that because we thought stupid meant bad. But they didn't intend it that you're stupid. It was their language. The word stupid was, oh, you're so stupid. It didn't mean anything to hurt us, but we're like, wow, they calling us stupid, you know? So the Black Americans and the West Indians had like a rivalry. Banana boat, they would call you names and they would laugh at your pants if it's too tight, your haircut. So you had to try to fit in, you know? And in America, when I was 14, something traumatic happened to me, 14 or 15 around there. In Brooklyn, there's something called you get jumped, right? Think of Africa and think of some little lions, right? And this one little lion somehow strayed, right? With all these other young lions. It's like, oh, look at him. He's by himself. So all these other kids my age, they saw me and I'm buying my fruits. Fresh out of Jamaica, like, gonna buy fruits for mommy. I'm not paying attention to the other lion cubs or hyenas. So they waited. I came out the store. Two of them held me behind my back. One punched me in my face. My fruits fell on the ground rolling. I'm shocked. I'm like, what's going on? You're being jumped, buddy. So in Brooklyn, it was very violent back then. People used to steal people's sneakers, steal their jackets, and jump them. My friend Simon in high school got beat up. And so in Brooklyn, it was just like in Africa with the animals, the hyenas. And they used to walk gangs. Like you had Transformers, Bloods, and Crips. They had different gangs with different boys. So if you're a boy and you're walking alone, and there's a group of other boys over that side, you would walk on this side. And then you have to look way ahead. Uh-oh, I can't. So you have to change your block and keep walking like this just to get home safe. So Brooklyn was dangerous back when I grew up, but you get used to it. First time I came, like 2 days after, my brother Junior, we had our bike, we rode to the store. And these are valid lessons that I learned about America, and the bigger boys always taught us. We parked our bikes right outside the shop. I'm like, no, America, welcome to America, yay! We thought it was like, the Jefferson. I don't know if you ever seen that.
What was that? No.
Arnold and Willis, and we thought the buildings would be tall and would have a doorman. No, it was a brick building, and you would get jumped. So we left our bikes outside, and little you know, this big guy jumped on our bike and rode the bike away. And he know that we're fresh from Jamaica. It's like initiation. You come to the country and they can see like, uh-oh, this is a fresh coconut. So they play with you to break you in. Like, this is our turf. We have lived here for so long. You come to our country, we're going to teach you how to survive. So he took the bike and he's running like, oh my God, And I'm chasing him all the way around the block. Oh my God, so chasing around the block, and then he came all the way back to the shop and parked a bike. Just to teach us a lesson that you don't leave your bike out like that, you know? And when I got jumped the first time, Buster blew me up and I went back into the Chinese restaurant. Oh my God, I felt something on my face. I was like, oh my God, do I still have my teeth? What's going on? I don't know what happened. My fruits rolled out. Nobody did anything. They just walked past and the boys took my fruits and just like went away. Then I started to learn that America was not what we thought it was, you know. So you better toughen up, you better watch out, and you had to survive. Brooklyn was a dangerous place back then. So that's the contrast, you know, growing up with dogs and stuff in nature, in the concrete jungle in America, and watching the first movie, The Contender, was a boxing movie we watched. So that you see the difference? That was the difference for me.
Did you take a boat to America, a plane, a car? Oh, you can't take a car, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We flew. Sam picked us up at the airport with my mom. He had a green car. He's a really nice guy. He brought us to Pennsylvania, brought us to movies. He was my mother's friend. Really nice guy, amazing guy. And he was like a father figure to us, and he showed us around, and we were really, really appreciative of him. But we flew in and had my red shirt on and my bags and stuff, and here comes Banana Belt Ron. You know, and that was Brooklyn, you know, and America.
Why did you decide to leave your job and do take pictures and stuff like that?
Well, after college, I built my own company. You know, I did a lot of web development and software development and 3D design, right? And I worked 2 jobs. I worked really hard. And after a while, you know, I wanted that feeling of Jamaica. I miss Jamaica, and I knew that if I took the pictures, it would remind me of the fun that I had. So the reason why, you know, after being in America, making money, doing things, home is home, you know? I miss home. And I just, one thing is just get up and go take pictures. And I went home and went back to the country and started taking all the stuff that I remember seeing, because I wanted to show you and I wanted to show other people from Jamaica to remind them of what beauty we have there. So let's not forget what we have home. We're coming to America, but we still have a lot of beauty back home to get to. That's why I left working. So let me go capture these pictures. This is one of my picture in front of Manchester, Norway that I use Photoshop. It's called Heaven's Gate. It's one of my most famous pieces. You have a question?
What was your brother doing? Would he support what you were doing or not?
My brother was my biggest supporter in life. I became an artist. When I realized that I think I was 28, when I truly realized that art was my calling. I worked a lot just to make money to help my mother, but art and film and stuff, that's what I really loved, and poetry. When I wanted to work on the Save Jamaica project, I went to my brother and I said, look, I want to save Jamaica, Arnie. He gave me his credit card, says, go do it. I walked off my job and he believed in me. So my brother was actually my biggest supporter. We grew up together. Everything
Bigger than your mom?
Huh?
Bigger than your mom?
My mom is protective. She wants me to work at a job and stay in a job and be safe. My mom is a mom. She doesn't understand my passion. You know, even when I build my company, oh my God, you need to get a job and just stay in your job. It's like, no. I want to rock the world. I want to challenge the world. I want to challenge myself. I didn't do math homework. That means I'm smart. So how can I do the undoable, travel a path? You know, I just want to be my own. I don't want to. And she's very supportive, but she wants us to be safe. You know, but I'm not the safe guy. I'm the guy that climbs the slippery tree and fall off and bust my head. I'm not a safe guy, you know. I'm not a safe guy. You can see it in my eyes. I'm not safe.
What were the downsizes and upsizes
Downsize and upside. Yeah.
I guess that of doing the photography?
The downside is photography don't sell right away. Art life is just, they call it a starving life. It's a life of loneliness. A lot of people don't understand your vision until you make the art, until you become famous, until you make a lot of money. Everybody thinks you're nothing, you're a loser. And people will talk about you badly. And art and photography is a struggle. It's not something to be taken lightly. You have to give up a lot. You have to spend a lot of time with yourself. You have to look at the world differently. And that's the downside. People just, they just look at you like you're a loser. Why you're not making money? Why you don't have a mansion? Why you don't have a nice car? It's like, no, I like doing art. It's a loser. But then when you start getting famous, you're like, oh, hey, I know Rondie. Oh my God, Rondie's my friend. Hey, Rondie. The upside is it makes you happy. It makes you really, if that's what you are and you do it, you just have to, it makes you recognize what life is. Life is about you being happy. And no matter what no one thinks about you. Life is about not worrying what people are thinking. The more I grew, the more I realized life is about you. It's not about people around you. It's about what you were born to do, your gift. And if your gift is photography or music or singing or writing, don't let no one take that away from you. Sacrifice. Live in a tent if you have to. Write a book and don't listen to anyone but you. Even your family, even me, I'm your dad. Don't listen to me. If you want to do something, do it. And this is why I give you this freedom, is because it was such a struggle. As a Jamaican, we always have 4 jobs. It was such a struggle being an artist. It's the hardest thing for a Jamaican to be an artist because everybody expects you to have money and work. But when they see art start making money, they're like, oh, how did you do that? Let me do it. They think it's quick. It's 15 years worth of struggle and writing and being alone but the upside is you. Whether you make money, you become famous, it is you being happy. Artists are some of the most happiest people on the planet because they're doing what they're happy doing. Some people who just never, everyone in the world is an artist. The person who decorate their home, that's art. Even somebody who likes to buy sneakers, that's art. Whatever your passion is, it's art. It's you. Fashion, it's art, right? So we're all living and doing art. You see what I mean? Music. So if you come to a place of real happiness inside of you, that's what life is about. To find that amazing fountain of happiness. And I found it, I found it through my art. And I'm very happy. That's why when I meet people who have their jobs and they have money and they're not happy, I'm like, oh, stay away from me. I spend 15 years, 20 years developing my happiness to connect with me. I'm not going to just, hey, want to hang out with me? Yeah, but I'm really sad in my life. All right, work on that. See you later. I'm going to travel and do some more art. Later. So that's the upside. It will make you happy. It made me very happy, content. I'm happy that I could do a body of work to show you. Maybe you do art in the future. I don't know. Whatever you want to do, you do it. But art is freedom of expression. And each human being is like a flower. If you don't bloom, where's your blossom? Where's your color? The sun is shining. So everyone has the ability to bloom and shine. Sometimes people stop you like, don't do that. Like, you're blocking my sunlight. Remove yourself, whether it be mother or father pushing you into a hole or brother or sister. Encouragement is great when you find someone who encourage you whether you succeed or fail. My brother encouraged me. That's why I love my brother, because he always like, do it. I'm like, okay, at least somebody believes in me. And sometimes you just need that one person to believe in you, just one. And if it's really a crazy idea, it's like, this is kind of a crazy idea, you know? So it takes one to believe in you, but it takes you to take that and run with it. All right, so the upside is amazing, ultimate happiness, no regrets. You live your life, you see your work. I've done many things. I've done films, poetry, art, music, humanitarian work. I've sold my art for cancer research. I've done a lot in my life. I've done activism. I've marched in the Million Man March. I've done a lot in my life. I feel at age 45 this year, you know, I've done documentaries. I felt like my life is full, you know? Another question.
If you could do any other job in the world, doesn't matter what it is, what would you choose?
Job?
Well, job or something to do or...
Well, you know, I think I like teaching, but there's so many different jobs I would love to do, but I think I've done it, you know. I don't think I have a job that a scientist, an inventor, you know, a real mad scientist like Einstein. I have the mind to build and to solve big problems. That's the mind I have. If I had to do it all over again, I would want to go to a university to become like a scientist, like a real like Iron Man type. You know what I mean? You know, physicist. I was just like dangerously mad scientist. You know, I would want to be like this amazing scientist to create this amazing spaceship. You know, that kind of job. You know, work for NASA.
Would you want to go back and live in Jamaica? Or would you stay here in New York or move somewhere in the U.S.?
Yeah, my goal is to go back to Jamaica as soon as you get old enough. I'm going back to the mountains so I could write. I have a lot of books in me. I have a lot of poetry to write. I have a lot more art to do. And I want to go back where the birds are, peace, and I want to go dig yams, and, you know, I want to go back to nature. America, I want to come visit, but Jamaica is where my heart is. The sun is there. I've been here for 27 plus years. It's a long time from home. But some of my favorite places in America, I went to San Francisco. That's pretty nice. I love New York. But the fruits in Jamaica are just amazing. The beach, amazing. You know, so definitely I'm going back to Jamaica, and I'm going back to teach young children how to do films, how to do art, how to animate. I like cartooning. I'm like a sunlight. I have multiple talents. I'm multi-talented. I do 10 things at once. I never do just one thing. So when I found that out, a lot of Jamaicans, a lot of people are like that. They're so talented and brilliant that they have to, like, it's a different idea. So over the years, I've been doing a lot of different things, and now it's all coming together, you know?
So what things did you wish you didn't do, and some things you wish you did do during the time?
Well, that's a great question. You're a great interviewer. Some of the things I wish I didn't do. Well, I lost a lot of money in the stock market. I wish I did listen to some people around me more. I wish I didn't work so hard sometimes. And I wish I did socialize more. I wish I did travel more. But I still can do that. I wish because I didn't know what I would turn out to be and not say I was confused about what my path was. Having so much talent, it's hard to be around people sometimes. And sometimes I was mean to people, because there's a lot of stuff going on. So I wish I wasn't that. I knew clearly what my life was going to turn out to be, because I didn't know. Becoming an artist and doing all this stuff, it's tough to balance. So sometimes I was mean to some people in my own development, living in my own little world, and I just like shut them out, like leave my world alone. This is my little world. Most artists are like that. they get into a world, they have to create this stuff, and it's all in their head, and they like to be alone, and they meet people, and they're like and that's why they become great artists also, because they need time to think and time to work it out, the creative energy. The question is, so those are things I wish I didn't do, like shut a lot of great people out of my life, and didn't know how to balance myself. And what was the other side of the question?
What things did you wish you did do?
Wish I did do.
Like you wish you went to Ireland or something like that.
Yeah, I wish I did, of course, travel to Africa. I wish I did more travel. Hot air balloon, bungee jumping, skydiving, my bucket list. Hopefully I could take care of some of that. I wish I published my poetry book already. I think the greatest thing I've done is poetry, and nobody knows it. My poetry is the greatest thing I've ever done. So I wish I finished that poetry book already and get it published. And I want this to record, because my poetry book, when I give it to you, and my art disc, give you all the files, and all the work I did on Save Jamaica, it's kind of like a body of work. And I'm happy. Other question?
We're done.
You were done?
We're done.
Thank you for interviewing me. That was great. Thank you.